evening and a very warm welcome to KTN Saturday Night Live on this 18th day of August 2012. We're glad you're watching KTN. Let's begin with a look at some of the stories we are working on tonight. Corruption in Kenya on the increase. Where's the Ethics Commission? ZAC returns home with 73 million shillings for new trauma center. ZAC returns home with 73 million shillings for new trauma center. Cancer ravaging Kenyans as government death is establishing disease center. Welcome, I'm Sophia Wanuna. Police cadets and serving officers can now enroll for higher diploma and diploma courses offered by the Kenya Police Department. This follows a move by the Ministry of Higher Education to authorize the 5 police colleges to offer higher diplomas and basic diplomas in policing to new recruits. While this may be a step toward the right direction in terms of police reforms, it may take a while to implement given that police training schools lack adequate facilities and trainers. KTN's Catherine Omwantha reports.
Police officer receiving a bribe, using force on suspects, or even attempting to disperse a crowd and ends up shooting, killing or maiming an innocent member of the public. These are scenes Kenyans are all too familiar with. But this could all change with the introduction of diplomas and higher diploma training for police cadets and recruits. On Friday, the 17th of August, the Ministry of Higher Education, through a Gazette notice, gave authority to the 5 police training schools, that is the Kenya Police Service Training College, Kiganjo, the General Service Unit Training College in Embakasi, Administration Police Training College, Utawala, Administration Police Senior Staff College, Emali, and the Criminal Investigative Department Training School in Nairobi to start offering academic courses to police recruits. The schools will offer higher diploma and diploma courses in policing. This is a considerable improvement from previous training programs. In the past, freshly recruited cadets would undergo a 9-month training program, followed by 6 months attachment program. After that, any additional academic training was up to an individual officer. A number had sought additional training programs outside the force in public and private tertiary institutions. Senior officers within the Kenya Police Service say that this program is the first of its kind and is a joint venture between the Kenya Police and the Administration Police. While the introduction of the diploma courses may give rise to a new people-friendly, law-abiding breed of police officers, it would however be interesting to see how this Gazette notice will be implemented. As it stands, the police training facilities are known to be lacking classrooms, accommodation, trainers and funding. The Kenyan police has been linked to various human rights abuses in the past, including extrajudicial killings, especially of suspected members of the outlawed Mungiki sect. The controversial Department of Government has also been accused of excessive force during the post-election violence, where squads opened fire on protesters in Kisumu and Nairobi. This, coupled with reports by the Waki Commission, Krigler Commission in 2008, and later Philip Alston, made the police department a target for the reform agenda. Catherine Omwantha, KTN.
Corruption incidences are on the rise in Kenya. This is according to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the body charged with the responsibility of fighting graft. So, what's the problem? Is Kenya losing the war on corruption? Well, KTN Samogina tells us more.
The country may be fighting a losing battle to root out corruption. A survey by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission indicates that incidences of corruption are increasing at a fast rate. Despite the Kibaki administration seizing power on the platform of stopping corruption, the menace is rife among the unemployed seeking employment, with the practice rampant in public sectors. The country's commitment to fight graft is now being questioned. Parliament enacted the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Act, stripping the body any prosecutorial powers on the pretext that it might be abused and that it is an infringement on the Director of Public Prosecution's mandate. The Anti-Corruption Commission thereby still remains a toothless bulldog that cannot bite. And so it continues to agitate for policies to fight corruption. The anti-graft body is decrying lack of clear-cut policy to wage war that will deal corruption a blow. Operating without a substantive anti-graft bosses, the war on corruption in itself has been dealt many blows. Since the departure of beleaguered PLO Lumumba from the perch of the commission, the body is yet to get a replacement leadership. The appointments of Mumu Matemu, Jen Nsongo and Irene Keino to lead the war on corruption was bumpy from the onset. Parliament was split over their suitability to head the EACC, but the matter continues dragging in court. With the incessant setbacks at the commission, it begs the question: did the government really mean its word to fight corruption, or is the war against graft being choked by the inefficiency of the executive and the judiciary? Sam Ogina, KTN Saturday Night.
Cancer cases have become rampant in the country. Cancer treatment is extremely expensive and inaccessible by many, especially the poor in urban slums and rural areas. The Kenya Association of Cancer has launched a campaign dubbed 99 Days of Cancer that will not only create awareness on cancer, but will also push the government to strengthen health centers to be able to screen and even treat cancer patients affordably. Here's KTN's Angel Katusia with the story of a woman surviving cancer amid poverty.
Nilikuwa nahisi uchungu sana na sikuwa naweza hata kwenda kwa choo. Sasa nashindwa hii ni ugonjwa gani? Juu naenda hospitali napewa hizi haikukuwa hata ina change.
Just as many people do, Nyambura did not rush to hospital immediately when she started experiencing severe pains in her lower stomach, which were followed by blood in her stool. Nyambura, a single mother of 3, did not know what was ailing her. That aside, for Nyambura, who resides in a shanty in satellite area in Kawangware, going to hospital was not her priority.
Hata ile hospitali kidogo yenyewe inakushinda. Juu siwezi kwenda hospitali na watoto wangu hawana chai. Sasa utaona wacha ninunulie watoto wangu chai, sasa unaona inakuwa tu ni ngumu huwezi enda.
It was until the bleeding became severe that she rushed to the Kenyatta National Hospital. Here, tests revealed she was suffering from colorectal cancer, commonly known as colon cancer, the 4th most commonly diagnosed cancer in the world. Doctors immediately operated her and started her on medication. She was discharged after a month, but life has never been the same.
Sasa nilijua niko na hiyo cancer, sasa ndio nikaanza kwa matibabu, sasa nikaanza kukua sawa. So wakanielezea lazima watani change njia yangu ya kwenda choo ndio niweze kupata matibabu kwa vile inatakikana.
Cancer is the new silent killer. Cases of cancer have become rampant, and yet many poor people cannot afford and access treatment. The government has promised to establish a cancer center in Nairobi.
We are asking for that money, the 300 million, because even the procurement, what the director had ordered, is due to be paid. So we can start this program and stop our mothers from dying.
Kuna watu wanatoka Mombasa, wengine wanatoka wapi, unakuta hata wengine wanalala tu huko Kenyatta. Juu akienda atafanya nini, na hospitali tu ni hiyo moja na ndio cheapest.
As the country looks forward to October, the Cancer Month, the Kenya Association of Cancer says the war against cancer is yet to be won. They say it's not only creating the awareness, but the government must revive the medical budget to allocate more funds to build health centers equipped with early detection of cancer machines to fight the silent killer. Doctors are encouraging people to go for early screening as prevention is better than cure. For KTN Saturday Night, I'm Angel Katusia.
Indeed, the war against cancer needs to be stepped up. Now, remember the campaign to bring Zach back home? Well, Zach has landed back home, but not empty-handed. He managed to raise 73 million shillings during the 60-day campaign coordinated by the Kenya Paraplegic Organization. The amount is part of the 250 million shillings needed to construct a spinal injury rehabilitation and trauma center in Nairobi. Kenya Paraplegic Organization will soon begin the construction of the first ever spinal injury rehabilitation center in Kenya using the money contributed by the public during the campaign.
Zack, the personality and face used to embody the trauma of spinal cord injury in Kenya, has managed to create awareness and raise funds amounting to 73 million shillings directed towards the construction of the first ever spinal cord rehabilitation and trauma center in Eastern Central Africa. The campaign ran between June 9 and August 7 of 2012.
I actually got more and more encouraged by the Kenyans, by their way of contributing, by their way of encouraging me, by coming out there and wanting to know what I'm doing, and they were very ready to participate.
Coordinated by the Kenya Paraplegic Organization and Safaricom, the 3-month Bring Zack Back Home campaign required Kenyans and anyone of goodwill to make contributions through all ways possible, including donations using cell phones and the website. About 516,000 subscribers donated 1 shilling a day. On average, Zack covered about 10 kilometers on a journey embarked on to raise 250 million shillings so treatment could be affordable to Kenyans with spinal injuries.
I'm a victim of crime. I was carjacked during daytime at 2:30 p.m. I was driving from Kikuyu Township to Nairobi. That's where I was. I encountered these guys, and it took so short a time, I think less than 2 minutes. And the damage was done, and my life changed forever.
There are between 50,000 to 75,000 persons living with spinal injuries in Kenya, with over 15,000 new cases recorded annually. Statistics by the Medical Services Ministry indicate that 65% of spinal injuries are attributed to road accidents, falling from heights, security-related incidences like gunshots, assault and stabbing, among others. The nearest facility available on the continent for spinal injury treatment and rehabilitation is up north in Egypt or down south in South Africa. For KTN, I am Joy Doreen Bira.
Well, we're glad Zack is back home, and the commencement of the trauma center, of course, that is good news, and we hope it will be constructed to completion in good time. Now, everyone has heard about heart disease, but nobody ever thinks that it will happen to them. Well, it happened to 22-year-old Francis Munyiri, a university student who has been forced to drop out of school owing to his heart problems. Doctors have recommended a heart transplant this September. However, unless he can overcome the obstacles before him, it may remain a pipe dream. Will Kistanyabwa reports.
At only 22 years of age, Francis Munyiri has a medical file thicker than those of many twice his age. He has accumulated these records in the last 3 years, since 2009, when he started to develop health problems.
I started vomiting, I started vomiting blood, I started getting problems with my health. I was taken back to Nairobi Hospital. I identified the problem was pneumonia.
But when he fell ill again a year later, he was given another diagnosis. He has a heart problem, an enlarged heart. Symptoms include breathing problems, shortness of breath, dizziness, and irregular heartbeat, heart palpitations, or fluid retention. Francis is but one among the many Kenyan teenagers suffering from heart conditions. According to the World Heart Foundation, each year Kenya records approximately 200,000 new cases of rheumatic heart disease, making it among the world's hardest hit countries. The foundation says rheumatic heart disease begins in adolescence and childhood and flourishes in conditions of poverty. When we visited him at home, we found Francis in the company of a friend who has kept in touch since campus. This year, the 22-year-old heart patient would have been completing his second year at the African Nazarene University, but he dropped out.
It has really affected me. It has affected my connections with my friends, because most of the time I must be at home, either at home or in hospital.
And it has been devastating to family members struggling to shoulder the bills. In the last year and a half, Francis has been admitted to hospital 12 times.
Because every time when you have somebody either in hospital or they are in the house, they are sick, and you have to attend to them. There are times that he's so weak that we have at times to help him even do the very, very basic things. It has been very devastating. it has also been very, very expensive for us. We used to have a very good medical cover, insurance cover, but then when they noted that he had a chronic problem, they lowered the medical cover to 350,000 Kenya shillings, which at times is consumed with just one admission in hospital.
Every day, Francis has to swallow at least 20 pills. While they keep him alive, they are also corrosive, and he can only take them for up to 10 years. In addition, because of his heart condition, he is now experiencing kidney and liver problems. On his last visit to the hospital, the cardiologist suggested another option.
I was told to either decide on having a heart transplant, which was to be taken in India, because back here we don't have the requirements for having a heart transplant.
The thought of undergoing the operation scares father and son for different reasons. Francis is worried about going under the knife.
I'm still trying to get the courage. By September, I try and get there.
While his father struggles with the thought of raising 4 million shillings by September, an amount that would allow his son to undergo the life-saving procedure, but doctors say if Francis had a heart transplant, he could live a near-normal life, and for this, both father and son are willing to conquer their fears. It is often said that one's health is one's greatest wealth. This is a saying that the Munyuris have found to ring true as they race against time to ensure that their son gets the treatment that he so desperately requires. Reporting for KTN in Nairobi, I'm Wilkis Anyabwa.
Now, most presidential hopefuls were today out drumming up support for their candidacy. ODM leader Raila Odinga pitched tent in Kajiado North, campaigning for the party's candidate in the coming by-election intended at replacing former MP, the late George Saitoti. Other presidential hopefuls, William Ruto, Musalia Mudavadi and James Ole Kiapi, also took to the campaign trail. Patrick Amimo reports.
The Orange Democratic Movement Party caravan made stopovers at Ongata Rongai, Kiserian and Gong towns in Kajiado North constituency to test the party's popularity ahead of the by-election set for next month, September 17th. Prime Minister Raila Odinga led the team whose destination was Kibiko, where Raila was to present a title deed for a 2,500 acres piece of land to members of the Kekonyokie clan. It was here that Raila said he was ready to face his opponents in the upcoming polls.
Hii uchaguzi inakuja itakuwa ni dhidi ya wale ambao hawataki mabadiliko na wale ambao wanataka mabadiliko. Reform versus non-reformists.
He criticized his opponents in the G7 alliance, who are strategizing to dim his status dream as people cannot be trusted to implement the constitution.
Wakati tulikuwa tunapigania katiba mpya, kuna wengine walikuwa wanapinga. Si mliwajua? Walikuwa wanakuja wanasema ati red card. Wengine walikuwa ni watermelon. Watermelon nje ni jani kibichi, ndani ni nyekundu. Si mliwajua? Hawa ndio unasikia wanasema sasa katiba iko, hatutaki kuongea juu ya mambo haya, hatutaki kuangalia nyuma, unataka mtu anashika gari na kuendesha.
Raila paraded ODM nominees for Kajiado North and Dhiwa constituency by-elections and urged voters to elect them, describing the by-elections as a popularity contest for next year's general elections set for March.
Sasa mimi nataka mashindano baina ya Dhiwa na Kajiado Kaskazini. Wale ambao watashinda kwa kupatia kura mingi, yani kwa percentage, watapata kikombe ya Agwambu.
Deputy Prime Minister and UDF presidential hopeful Musalia Mudavadi campaigned in Mount Elgon. Mudavadi said there was need to enact policies that can boost cross-border trade between Kenya and Uganda.
Nimekuja hapa kusema mimi natafuta gold medal vile kitu amesema. I'm looking for the presidency. Mimi sitafuti kukuwa running mate ya mtu mwingine. Wakati ule niliwaachia mwingine, lakini wakati huu mimi siwaachii mtu yeyote.
And from Kericho, Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka teamed up with URP leader William Ruto, where they hinted on the possibility of forming a coalition ahead of the polls. Kalonzo hopes to vie for the presidency on the Wiper Democratic Movement Party ticket, while Ruto is keen to contest the presidency on the United Republican Party ticket.
Usiseme ati tumenyane mpaka tuvuke kule mahali waliko, kisha baadaye tufanye kuungana. It may be too late. Tuanze sasa. Vile nimeona wananchi wanataka Kalonzo na Ruto kwanza hapa tuungane.
Tunataka kuunganisha watu wa taifa la Kenya twende barabara moja, tushirikiane, tuunde serikali itakayoshughulikia Wakenya wote kama ndugu wa taifa moja.
The Reform and Build Kenya presidential hopeful Professor James Ole Kiyapi was at Gikambura Church in Kikuyu constituency, where he urged voters to elect development conscious leaders to office.
Tafuteni wa Kenya wazuri, wale ambao wako na roho mzuri, wale ambao wako na nia nzuri ya kusaidia watu.
Patrick Amimo, KTN Saturday Night.
You're watching KTN Saturday Night Live. We'll now take a short break. When we come back, we head to Nandi County and tell you of a unique practice to find stolen livestock. Stay with KTN.
Is your toilet completely clean?
Of course. I use detergents.
Let's see.
Look, you can see my toilet is clean.
Is it really sparkling clean? Detergents cannot remove tough stains nor kill germs. They only cover them. Germs and stains are still there. That's why you need new Harpic Power Plus. With its advanced 5 times formulation, just one application is 5 times better than detergents, keeping your toilet sparkling clean and free from all germs.
Wow, I can't believe it. Now I will only use new Harpic Power Plus for my toilet.
New Harpic Power Plus, 5 times better than detergents.
Diamond Park Estate is a modern and prestigious development located in the serene middle-class suburb of South B, Nairobi, and strategically located along Mombasa Road, just 15 minutes from the city center. Its housing units consist of luxurious 4-bedroom maisonettes with DSQ, all built in a modern design, offering practical, comfortable, and affordable living. Units are almost sold out. Call us now on 0711-987-114. Diamond Park Estate, South B, for the discerning homeowner.
Oh, my angel! It's been so long since I've heard you sing.
Oh, she can't. She's got a cold again.
Well, I'm sure you're taking proper care of her hygiene.
Yes, I use antiseptic liquid in her bath water.
Oh, that's smart. But germs are also getting smarter, and your protection is still the same.
So what's better?
This. Lifebuoy, advanced Lifebuoy. While bathing, it gives better germ protection than antiseptic liquid. 10 infection-causing germs, 1 advanced protection. Lifebuoy.
It's so...
Come here, you dirty little...
Oh no, here we go again.
What was that all about?
All hell breaks loose every time he has to take a bath. And then I have to deal with my daughter's complaints about how soap dries her skin. I wish there was a better way to bath.
There is.
New Dettol Body Wash has a pH balanced formula and trusted Dettol ingredients to keep your family's skin clean, moisturized and protected from germs. And its improved range of fragrances and rich lather puts the fun back into bathing. New Dettol Body Wash, the better way of bathing. Dettol.
In partnership with the Kenya Medical Association.
Welcome back to KTN Saturday Night Live. We're glad you're watching. Let's now have a look at some of the stories making headlines around the counties.
3 people died while 2 others sustained serious injuries in a grisly road accident that occurred along Maralal-Baragoi Road. According to one of the survivors, the driver of the lorry lost control of the vehicle when he was approaching the Maralal highway junction, causing the truck to veer off the road. Those who have sustained serious injuries have been airlifted to Kenyatta National Hospital for specialized treatment, while the bodies of the 3 victims were taken to Marilal District Hospital. The hospital's medical superintendent, Robert Mushina, said 9 people have been admitted for treatment.
Been an accident along Baragon Road involving a lorry which was carrying some people and some blocks. The terrain was a bit difficult, but we dispatched our ambulance which came with these people. 2 bodies were retrieved and they were brought to a mortuary.
In Rift Valley, Maendeleo ya Wanawake leaders have asked IEBC to review the 500,000 shilling fee for women running for parliamentary, senate and governor positions in the next elections. They say this will defeat the spirit of the constitution meant to empower women through the 2/3 gender rule. In resolutions after a 1-day seminar in Eldoret, the women say the 500,000 fee will lock out women from poor backgrounds. Higher Education Minister Professor Margaret Kamar, who chaired the meeting, urged women to fight for elective positions in parties and consider also running as independent candidates.
They want a level ground. To have a level ground, the poor and the rich must be equal.
Yes.
Because if you make it look like it is for the rich, because 500,000, who has enjoyed even 500,000 in a year? These are women who have never had 500,000 in their own account. So where are they expected to get that money from?
In other stories, hundreds of Mau Mau veterans have called upon the British government to apologize for what they call harassment during the colonial rule.
Now, ever since they can remember, residents of Songoliet village in Nandi County used to visit Mzee Magut Saine's homestead whenever they lost their livestock. Now, though a traditional practice that has been carried on throughout 2 other generations, the Magut's family may say they were given the ability to find lost livestock. Let's now have a look at that story from Nandi County.
His steps to get outside his one-roomed house are tough, so is his ability to perform a practice he calls a gift to his family. Mzee Magut Saina is 106 years old, we are told. He inherited the ability to being able to find lost items. He says the practice was used by his father and grandfather to find cows stolen by either thieves or raiders. His son, David Magut, has now taken over the family practice, the only one among his brothers.
Ile kitu napotea nakuja kufanya ile makanga. Kamata sinachua ile kitu napotea napatikana.
When they get a visitor, they get straight to the search, using these cowrie shells and a bottle. After explaining what has been lost, Magut tells us the cowrie shells and the stones made from soil show him the items.
Watu 10 napatikana ng'ombe.
Everyone has to part with 100 shillings for every visit. Not everything lost is always gotten back, though. Magut tells me in some cases, cows lost were already slaughtered when they trust them. We ask him if he returns the money on such occasions. A crowd gathers to see how everything is done. Residents say his role in Songoliet village is acknowledged.
So it's an advantage because kaa ingekuwa kotini ama kwa police station, maybe wana use a lot of money kusitafuta hizi vitu, na sometimes policemen wanahitaji ongo, then maybe that person ana hizo pesa, then it's better because minaona kila mtu anaweza afford.
We are so grateful. Not only we find that some others might come from far, even Nairobi regions, others may come because this man is a popular person, and it's also very important to our people, and that's why in this area it might be rarely to lose some items.
His son has been doing this for 20 years, a source of livelihood, he tells us, and that which his father taught him, he too will pass it to his son. This particular traditional practice here at Magut Saina's family has been passed on from generation to generation, a practice that is both helpful to them and their neighbors. Mercy Kandi reporting for KTN in Songoliet village, Nandi County.
Thank you, Mercy, for that report. Now, the eyes are considered to be the fruits of the soul, so precious, but yet so delicate. They are a part of our bodies that also suffer from diseases from time to time. In today's Healthy You feature, KTN's Malaki Villa brings to us an expose of eye ailments that affect children.
Globally, about 1 in every 15,000 children becomes a victim to this disease.
Eye cancer is a very rare cancer, by the way. It's a very rare disease. And that's why even for most medical people, they probably have never seen it, they have never heard about it. And we have had instances where a mother takes the child to the clinic because they have seen there is an abnormal glow or the eye is not looking straight. And the medical people tell the mother, it's nothing serious. Just go home, put some drops, it will go away.
Rose Adhiambo, mother to 1-year-old Tabitha Aoko, realized an impairment in her daughter's eyes when she was 1.5 years old. Things got so progressively bad that Tabitha now sees only through her left eye. A resident in Nyakach, Rose made numerous trips to doctors around the area just to have her daughter's condition diagnosed. She got no answer.
Nilipeleka mtoto clinic Nyakach. Nikauliza daktari yule alikuwa kwa duty siku hiyo, nikamuuliza aniangalilie mtoto, alafu akaniambia mama, mimi sijui, mimi si kusoma hii ndio macho.
She finally took her baby to the Kenyatta National Hospital. The correct diagnosis was eventually done, and the news was crushing. Her daughter's eye was to be removed, and because of the delay in treatment, the left eye was also affected.
Vile aliniongeleza nikastuka. Mpaka nikajiuliza, Mungu wangu, vile nimekimbia nilete mtoto wangu atolewe hii jicho. Sasa hii ugonjwa kumbe unaenea mpaka hii jicho lingine.
Daniel Nduva's story was no different. His son Martin was born with the same condition.
Wakati alizaliwa, baada ya wiki moja, mama yake ndio aliona white spot katikati ya right eye. Kuona hiyo white spot, sisi hatukufikiria kama ni kitu baya.
A simple fall that he had from a chair made all the difference. It created a leeway to the right diagnosis.
Tukarudi tena kwa kliniki. Tukawaambia macho bado iko ndani, lakini uvimbe imeisha. Wakatupatia dawa nyingine ya high drop ya kuweka kwa hiyo macho moja peke yake, ambayo walikuwa wanasema itatoa hiyo macho kutoka ndani ivurute nje. Baada ya kutupatia hiyo dawa, tukamweka kwa muda wa mwezi mmoja. Baada ya muda wa mwezi mmoja, hiyo macho ikavurutwa ikakuja nje. Badala ya kutoshiana na level ya kawaida ya macho, ikatoka nje kabisa.
Angelina here lost her 2 daughters to the disease only because of misdiagnosis. Her 7th son now has the same disease.
Wao wengine sikujua, ngejua so wakikupa nikiwa hata wao wakipata matibabu.
Dr. Kahaki Kimani, an eye specialist, says that though up to 70% of children that are diagnosed with the condition here in Kenya die, there is still hope, for the way out is here with us.
Eye cancer of children is one of the cancers with the highest cure rates. But in our setup, because of the delay in diagnosis, delay in the referral system, delay in management, then our outcome is not that good.
So, as a parent or guardian, here are some of the signs to look out for.
The commonest way in which it shows is by an abnormal glow in the eye. And like often when you take a picture of somebody, sometimes you get that red eye, like that red glow in the eye. But now in a child with eye cancer, you'll get a white glow. It may also present with the eye not being able to look straight, so it may be looking inwards or outwards, what clinically we call a squint. In Kiswahili they call it makengeza. And so when we always advise parents, if you see the eye is not looking straight, it's deviating, it's good to seek medical opinion because it could portend a serious problem such as cancer.
Mala Kivila, Healthy You.
You are watching KTN Saturday Night Live. We now take a short break. We come back with sports news. Stay with KTN.
That's right. Yeah, I want to see it. I want all of you tonight. What they playing? That's my song. That's my song. And my dreams I've been waiting. Let's go now. Let's go now. Let's go. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. Do milk.
She's got a cold again. Well, I'm sure you're taking proper care of her hygiene.
Yes, I use antiseptic liquid in my bath water.
But germs are also getting smarter, and your protection is still the same.
So what's better?
Advanced Lifebuoy. While bathing, it gives better germ protection than antiseptic liquid. 10 infection-causing germs. 1 advanced protection. Lifebuoy.
African dishes in association with Golden Fry.
Fish fingers. Ingredients: ½ kilogram fish fillet, 1 cup all-purpose flour, 2 eggs beaten, 3 cloves of garlic crushed, 1½ cups of breadcrumbs, salt and pepper to taste, golden fry oil for frying. Directions: preheat the golden fry oil in a deep frying pan. Cut the fish into finger-shaped pieces. In a mixing bowl, combine the all-purpose flour with salt and pepper. In another mixing bowl, mix the beaten egg and crushed garlic. In a Ziploc bag, pour in the breadcrumbs. Dip the fish fingers in the flour mixture and coat evenly all round. Then into the beaten egg mixture, letting excess egg drip off. Finally, put the fish fingers into the breadcrumbs, lock the bag, and shake to evenly coat the fish fingers. Fry the fish fingers in batches in the already hot oil for 2 to 3 minutes or until golden brown. Remove and drain on a paper towel. Serve with lemon halves and tartar sauce.
Golden Fry. Fries more, lasts longer.
From the most stylish of streets to the roughest of roads. From the town by day to the country at night. The Nissan Navara Double Carb is one of the unique pickups in the market. One of the features that distinguish the Navara from the rest of the Nissan off-road family is its powerful 2.5-liter common rail turbo engine with outstanding fuel efficiency. The Navara has a sleek yet tough appearance. Everything about the Nissan Navara's exterior exudes power and confidence. It is an ideal vehicle either for individuals who enjoy an off-road lifestyle or business people looking for a reliable pickup. Nani kama Nissan?
Welcome to KTN Sports today. Olympic finalists from Kenya wasted no time resuming their normal athletics lives in the ongoing Diamond League races. Kenyan athletes dominated the men 3,000 meters race in Sweden, but their women counterparts faltered in their races.
Kenyans posted mixed results in the Stockholm round of the Diamond League. Kenyans dominated in the men's 3,000 meters with Isaiah Kiplagat Koech, Caleb Mwangangi and Jacob Kipkoech taking the first 3 positions. Isaiah Kiplagat won the race in a personal best time of 7 minutes 30 seconds .43. Caleb Mwangangi was second in the race, clocking 7 minutes 30 seconds .99. Abubakar Ikaki from Sudan was the main attraction in the main 800 meters, but he did not manage to withstand the heat from a man who finished first in a time of 1 minute 43 seconds .56.
was unable to produce the goods. She was the world number one going into the games. It was desperately disappointing.
The women's 3,000 meter steeplechase was another bad day and had a encounter for Kenyans. Milka Chemos failed to impress again in the race, finishing second and last, but Lydia Chepkoi managed the fourth position. Yulia Zaripova won the race in a wild lead time of 9 minutes 5 seconds, 0.02.
64.8 there, taking them to 360.
Another disappointing race was from Helen Obiri, who finished 7th in the 1,500 meters. Mariam Jamal won the race, clocking a seasonal best time of 4 minutes 1 second, 0.19, followed by Ethiopia's Mimi Belete.
Reigning Kenyan Premier League champions Tusker FC kicked off post Sammy Omolo era with a 1-0 win over Sugar Millers Sony at the Hope Centre. The all-important goal that separated the two sides was notched in the 86th minute by Peter Opio from the Sport.